Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Yeah, 220, 221, whatever it takes.
What's going on here?
You son of a bitch.
Plug in again, my tuning up frequency. Jett and the crew, they got the remedy. Discussing bats and all his legacy. Mike is Ivan. Welcome to the social hour. We're talking gospel, flying power. Look in the field of protest, got the keys to the Batmobile. Lights go down the shut about the storm. Jealous wisdom sucking like a dog. We're down the ways of harm. We're in deep, not sleep. Welcome to the social hour. Exploring Gotham's darkest hour. Tune in, feel the charge. Jett set the hill with going large.
Well, welcome to the Social Hour, a Batman on Film podcast, batman-on-film.com. Don't forget the dashes. Pete Barra made that mistake 20 years ago, and it's been a disaster ever since for him. It's been a disaster.
He's still trying to dig out of it.
Yes.
He's in quite a hole.
There he is. Senior BOF contributor Ryan Lauer returns to the Social Hour. This is episode number 222.
Yeah.
Now, just because we're past, episode 220, 221, whatever it takes, does not mean that running joke will not continue here in this space as we go forward. But just a sad day that it was all built up. 220, 221. And
So
here we are at 222.
I've got a good one for 222.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, 22 is my number. So there we go.
Okay.
I was born on that date. My lady was born on that date. We got engaged on that date. Like that's our number, old 22. So there we go.
Well, Emmett Smith's number as well.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, good old Emmett Smith. But in Chicago, and this is not. I mean, if he wants us to sponsor the show, go ahead. If there's a like an attorney for like event in his.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Chicago and I saw his billboards everywhere, and I saw his ads on TV, and he's in the catchphrase was "Been in a wreck, need a check, call Glenn Lerner," and then he'd almost sing it. The phone number was 222-2222. It's one of those, but then it's like, but you know what? It you don't forget it, and that is the whole point of marketing, is that you are aware of it. I don't know of any lawyers in the Chicagoland area, but I do know Glenn Lerner because his number is 222-2222.
Here's a free shout out to Glenn Lerner.
Glenn Lerner, and I think he was
attorney at law.
He had a really great accent too, and he's like, "Been in a wreck, need a check, call Glenn Lerner." 2222. It's fantastic.
Oh, when I was a kid, there was a TV drama. I think it was on ABC. It was called Room 222. It was set in a high school, like a high school drama, and teachers and administration, students.
Yeah,
that was it.
Okay.
Room
you know
222.
What I see here is it's all connected.
Okay.
You can't get away from it. It's all connected.
Okay.
Glenn Lerner was probably first cutting his chops in law, working on Room 222 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh man. Yeah. Got to be we could look at the cast. I'm sure that somehow we could make some kind of, multi person connection that will end up back to a Batman movie of some way. I want to say like Karen Valentine was there.
Karen Valentine.
Was I right? Okay.
You're correct. Michael Constantine, Lloyd Haynes.
These are all like they were big TV actors like late 60s through the 70s.
One of them had to be on Batman 66, right? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody. Even if they're a background extra, I don't know.
Someone who worked behind the scenes on the show probably worked, or so you could do like, what is it called? 6 degrees. What's
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's got to be some, even with these actors, some separation to some, like either the Burton Schumacher films, the trilogy, and then the saga somehow or another. I just don't have time for that right now. I don't have time to go through
Hold
that.
on a second.
Okay.
Lloyd Haynes, the star of the show, was in 2 episodes of Batman as Lord Chancellor. Boom. There we go, Bill.
There we go.
It's all connected.
Damn it. It is, isn't it?
Come to BOF. We'll find a way.
Yeah.
We know how
All
it's
right.
all connected here.
This is as I said, this is Social Hour, episode 222. I am merely Bill Ramey, the founder of Batman on Film. That's right. All right. We're riding here now because my mind, you can probably hear the gears of my brain spinning all the way up from Dallas, Fort Worth to Indiana.
They're so loud, scared the geese away from the pond outside, Bill. I don't even hear the geese
I can believe it. You hear it in my head. It's hard to sleep.
Those gears.
So I don't know, a week or so ago, I wrote an op-ed on Batman on Film, and it was titled something like, "What if they're not playing who we think they are?" And they being specifically Sebastian Stan, Scarlett Johansson, and Charles Dance. Because we've been led to believe that they're playing specific roles. Sebastian Stan, Harvey Dent, / someday Two-Face, Scarlett Johansson, his wife, Gilda, and Charles Dance as Christopher Dent, the asshole father of Harvey Dent. Now, I'm not going to mention, because as you know, Brian, Matt Reeves had some fun on social media, mainly Twitter, revealing the main cast. And he also included, besides the returning individuals, of the new people, Sebastian Koch and Brian Tyree Henry. Now, what the 5 have in common than these new additions, new cast members, is that none of their roles were revealed. Right? And if we think about that, this is the only, what you would call, only official announcement there has been of any of this, of any of the casting for the Batman Part 2. So officially, the roles have not been revealed. And we didn't know about Sebastian Koch and Brian Tyree Henry before, but we did know about Sebastian Stan, ScarJo, and Charles Dance. So,
really quick,
go ahead.
So,
yeah,
with the first 3, Johansson, Stan, and Dance, where did the assumption of who they were playing come from in the trades themselves? Because we always say, like, we wait for the trades. Did the trades themselves say? Because it did get built up to for the ones in the circle that are, really into this, following everything. I think the assumption is that their roles are already cast, or have already been announced. They're already going to be these characters, and if they are not, they're going to feel like they've been betrayed. And I'm trying to trace back, where did the first mention of Stan is Harvey Dent, ScarJo is Gilda, Dance is the Christopher Dent. Where did that specifically originate to get people on this belief?
I want to say it started out as whispers. First, it was like, Scarlett Johansson up for a role. I think we heard about the Brad Pitt thing first.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
And it's allegedly the same role as Charles Dance eventually took I think Charles Dance is probably what, about 10 to 12 years older than Brad Pitt. I never
Yeah.
would have, I don't, I would, I never would have bought Brad Pitt being old enough, even though he probably chronologically is, to play Sebastian Stan's father. What are they, about 15, 20 years apart, something like that? Sebastian Stan is in his early 40s, I would assume. Brad Pitt, I think he's my vintage. He's 62,
Early
61,
60s.
62. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
I
makes me say, makes things that make you go, that makes like,
mm-hmm.
two actors 20 years apart or 10 to something years apart up for the same role. Because you would buy Charles Dance's father of Harvey Dent. Brad Pitt, I don't know. And the Brad Pitt stuff was legit. So it makes me think, I don't want to say there's this, the studios are in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are. Maybe they were led to believe that. But I think it started out just like Brad Pitt's up for a role, in the Batman Part 2, and then I think that eventually it was like heard it was, going to be Harvey Dent's father, and then it just kind of escalated from there. And then I don't know, there's a lot of assuming going on.
So Variety, December 3rd, 2025, says Scarlett Johansson in talks for the Batman 2. And then says roles are being kept. Oh, details of Johansson's potential role have not been revealed. They didn't say anything about any character she's playing, and that was the initial.
Okay.
I'm not saying Variety was first,
yeah.
but I mean,
I could look back. I could probably look back at the everything about the Batman Part 2 page here on Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
.com, Batman on
Batman
Film
Dash.
and Batman Dash on Dash Film. I could look and I could tell where, when that started.
Do some detective work.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not saying, I guess I am kind of saying that. Here's the bottom line. I think shenanigans are at play.
Uh-huh.
Good shenanigans, not bad.
Yeah.
I think I do not right now. If I had to bet Monopoly money, I would say they're not playing who we thought they were. There's something. They're different roles. What those roles are, I don't know. I always go back to, well, what happened in the Batman, what happened in the Penguin, and then this being an epic crime saga. What makes sense? Matt Reeves also saying that, and it's like what you and I've talked about. I've talked about ad nauseum here when I'm asked, who do you want to be the villain? It's like, who fits the story? Who fits the story? What characters fit the story? So I would say Matt Reeves, and Matt Reeves has said that, it's, what characters you're going to use from Batman lore. Well, he says, basically, and I'm paraphrasing that, it's about Bruce's next journey, his growth. It's about Bruce Wayne. It's about Batman. That's what this is all about. And so the characters around him that join this world and are part of the story, that they're characters that make sense to that story that we're going to tell. This is not like back in 89, 90 when we're going to make Batman 2. Want Catwoman and Penguin in it. All right. So Sam Hamm, who was up first, write a script for the sequel that has the Penguin and Catwoman in it. Thank you. Don't do that. We don't do that anymore, even though fans tend to think in that way. And I'm not saying that's wrong. It's part of, being the fun. Who do you want to see the villain? Like, how did Mr. Freeze ever make sense? Take away the fact he's frozen. He is a fantastical character. And even you could do Mr. Freeze without being frozen, right? He doesn't have to
Yeah.
literally be frozen and have an ice gun, walk around in that suit like Arnold did in Batman and Robin. But I don't see how that character makes sense to this being an epic crime saga and following what we saw in the Batman and the Penguin, you know?
Yeah.
So let's have some fun here.
Okay.
Let's have some fun. And a lot of times it's kind of goes, well, I don't say really. It's just, look, I don't know anything. I just don't think they're playing who they think. And maybe I know a little bit more than I'm letting on. Maybe I don't. I just don't think they're playing who they've told us.
And it's not only because you said it, but the Reeves is intentional. I don't think he's ever done something and then it's like, oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
He didn't announce who these new cast members are playing. That's got to be intentional. Look at what for the first one. There's confirmation. When Paul Dano joined the cast, they said who he was playing. Zoe Kravitz, and Colin Farrell.
even said Edward Nashton.
Yes,
they didn't say Edward. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so the two, is Stan A-list now? You think?
He's getting there, right?
I mean, he got an Oscar nomination, so that puts you into that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That category, and he's consistently working. So I'd assume he is.
Yeah, I would say in terms of a working actor who's people want him in their films, yes.
But it's like notability,
I don't know,
Johansson, everybody knows who they are.
Yeah. I mean, ScarJo, I would say, of the entire cast is probably at the top.
The biggest. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
and no slide on Pattinson.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like Sebastian Stan. You tell me if I'm wrong. I know he's been in the MCU films as Winter Soldier, whatever, Bucky Barnes. But they had the show, then they have Winter Soldier Falcon.
Yeah.
You didn't watch it because is he someone that's like you say A-lister? We want him in this movie because we know that they're just with him being in the movie name alone, it's going to bring in a huge audience.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not saying they aren't going for this for Johansson, but for him, it's like I think he has proven his acting chops with the roles that he's done. That it's like we went for a good actor for this movie, and not saying Johansson hasn't, because she has also. I mean,
she's very good. She's both. She's got the entire package.
Right? Yeah, exactly. She just has the star power too.
Yeah,
that's a name you can flash to get attention.
Yeah.
But those are two that they are not saying who they're playing, and maybe the joke's on all of us, and come I don't know, the next bout of social media stuff Reeves put out, he says, "Welcome, Harvey Dent," and it's Stan dressed up like Harvey Dent, and ScarJo, Gilda Dent just like Gilda Dent. Earth One books, I don't know. We've again, I know absolutely nothing. What if she's Jessica Dent? And it's like, say hello to the sibling lawyers, Jessica Dent and Harvey Dent. Maybe that's what comes out. And maybe we end up something not knowing until a trailer. I don't know.
You want to know something I do know? I will say this. Harvey Dent's in the film. Okay.
All right.
I'm just of the belief it's not Sebastian Stan any longer.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, you just said it as well. Matt Reeves could go, well, hello, Mr. District Attorney, and there's Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
So this is not Jett from Batman on Film or Batman on Film throwing out freaking scoops,
confirmation or anything. Yeah.
No. And someone will, I don't know if anyone will pick this up and run with, but you know how it goes. It's like they're playing that game where you hear something and you're in that big circle of group, and you tell someone something, and then they tell them, and it's by the time it gets back to you, it's completely different than what was originally said.
Yeah. Telephone game. Yeah.
Yeah, telephone game. So that's how a lot of that shit goes.
Yeah. So that's just kind of like where
or he's scooping. No, I'm not scooping, not confirming anything. I'm just saying, but my gut tells me, based on the evidence at hand, namely there is a reason why Matt Reeves didn't announce the casting of these 5 individuals or the roles they're playing. Announced their casting, didn't announce who they were playing. I just think, and the way that, and also Ron, he wouldn't do something with his second film that would draw comparisons to The Dark Knight.
Can you scream that louder for some of these fools on the internet, Bill?
Yeah. Yes.
Because that is and it's, and I always say it's the smallest groups have the biggest microphones or the biggest megaphones. So they tend to make the most noise. So it's not like I've come across this so much, but I've seen it / heard it more than I care to, of like, that's just a dumb comparison. It really is. And it just comes from people whining because they didn't like the first movie. So they're being, I don't know, they're just being dweebs about it. And then, it's just, haven't seen that before, or whatever. It's like,
God
shut
forbid
your damn mouth.
That,
You sound like
God forbid the
just sound like a
Batmobile's a hot rod,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
That's
Anyways, I don't have
blasphemy,
time for their nonsense.
Yeah. So
let's have some fun. So let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Speculation.
Okay.
I don't like
Johansson.
speculation. I don't like doing it because I'm
She
wrong.
could be Jessica Dent. I just said I am 99.9% sure Harvey Dent is in this film. It makes sense for him to be in this film with what's his name?
Coulson's out.
Coulson, Gil Coulson. Head got blown off by the Riddler. Okay. Why didn't we see him? Why didn't we see him in the what is it? The 44 Below, whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take my Batman card.
The club within the club.
Yeah. Because he was good. He is clean. He is a clean DA. This was the riffraff. This were the dirty cops. These are the dirty district attorneys who hang out, frequent the club within the club. So we wouldn't have seen Harvey Dent, right? Yeah. So there you go. Now we do, because Gil Coulson's gone. There's a lot of Falcone and all that. The whole plan was outed, and so there's got to be some kind of cleanup going on. You got Bella Real as the mayor, who's coming in to, change shit in Gotham as well, clean up the city,
making a real change.
Real change. That's right. And so maybe she is. She could be Gilda. She could be Jessica. If the Dent's in it, she could be, and now in the Earth One,
she could be Marla McClintock.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
She could be a Rachel Dawes, and I don't mean a love interest. I'm talking about
an original
character, right? But she could
How
be
dare
Jessica.
they go that route, Bill? How dare they go that route?
Yeah. Bella Real is the mayor. So, I don't think they're doing Jessica Dent mayor thing, but there is the Two-Face thing with her from the Earth One books. Not saying that she's Two-Face. I'm just having fun here.
Yep.
There's a belief, and a lot of times when like fans go, Mr. Freeze should be in this movie, and I'm like, how does it make sense?
Because it's snowing. Because it's snowing, Bill.
Yes. So he can only come out when it's winter time. Then he hibernates.
Yes.
He's reverse hibernation. He hibernates when it's warm.
You know what? I want Matt Reeves to have the guts to tell that story. The hibernating Victor Freeze.
Yes. He only comes out in the late fall and winter. The
Yeah.
rest of the summer and spring, he buries him. He starts eating and fattens
Yeah.
up, and then comes back. Like,
Yes.
okay.
All right.
But one fan theory that does make sense is Court of Owls.
Mhm.
Yes.
I agree. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's GQ or Vanity Fair. They've started to do some cool marketing videos online for the promotions rather than just like the usual standard interviewer asks questions.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
do of like it was the cast of the Batman. So the Pattinson, Kravitz, Dano. It might have just been those three, but it was like questions answered or
Yeah.
asked, and and they'll just read them, and stuff is it was very like Batman, 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 and they
Yeah.
mentioned stuff of like what are some cool stories, Batman stories, some of your favorites, and they brought up Court of Owls.
Mm-hmm.
Fans, some did say like this means you're gonna do Court of Owls. I'm like, I don't think Matt Reeves said, "Hey Rob, what Batman story do you want to be for the next movie?" And I'll write
Yeah.
about it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
but I'm not in the room, so I can't say that didn't happen. But the Court of Owls theory, the end of the Penguin, the subtle look of that,
Mhm.
was it the courtroom
Courtroom. Yeah.
that people were talking. I'm like, this is one that I can see. Like, well, we'll see, but I can go along for
Mhm.
this ride if that's a possibility. And then I start
Yeah.
to think how you said of thinking, how does it fit into a crime saga? And I'm like, secret society. It's secret. That's why we didn't hear about it. If that ends up being a thing, it's because it's a secret. And they can write it to make it be um, like, I don't know, that it would totally work. I don't like when movies, like a third one in a franchise, something comes in and takes credit of everything beforehand when it's like, that was such an afterthought. It doesn't work. I think Court of Owls is one that can come in
Mhm. Mhm.
and do some work. And so like my mind has gone on some uh what ifs, which means that all of that's not happening because there's no way that I'll be correct in any of it. But some of
Yeah.
it was, I don't know, that's one that is, I think it could be done really well and creepy.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking zombie talons.
No,
I
that's
don't
court. I mean,
know.
because that's one that's came up is like, well, if you do Court of Owls, how are you going to do talents? And I'm like, they don't have to be freaking zombies, they don't have to be you don't have to go the supernatural
An
route.
assassin. Just hire an
Assassin,
assassin.
a secret assassin that works for this group that quietly takes out people
Yeah.
who's getting too close to, you know,
Now I can tell you
like,
what won't happen because I got
yeah,
this fun idea in my head. Pure
yeah,
fanness
yeah.
was, well, they're not gonna like, there's a zombie talon wouldn't work, right? So they needed somebody. And what if the Phantasm was their
Hmm.
substitute talon and that
Yeah.
Phantasm is Scarlett Johansson? Now that I'm like, that'd be cool because I would love to see the Phantasm in Reeves's world. Like
Hmm.
aesthetically, God, that could look, I just think that could look awesome. Look very horror, scary, threatening, all that stuff. And
And
I'm
you
like,
want me to
now
go
that would be
even,
cool.
you want me to go even further down that road where
Yes.
which means it will 100% not happen because
We're
you and
going
I
nuts.
we're coming up
Come
with
on.
it.
Let's get nuts.
Matson Tomlin wrote this graphic novel that was really good,
I just reread it.
and it's called Batman the Imposter. If you haven't
Mhm.
read it, you should. Matson Tomlin helped write the Batman, even though he didn't get credit. He was bummed out. That's a whole different story, but it was, it's union rules and shit. But he is the co-screenwriter of the Batman Part 2. What if there's the imposter in there? It's not who the imposter was in The Imposter. I'll just leave it at that.
Mhm.
No spoilers. Some people haven't read it, but you remember Mask of the Phantasm? There was a period in the movie or a moment where Phantasm was mistaken for Batman.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
So what if they lean on that a little bit more? You know what I mean?
yeah,
With Phantasm, where Phantasm is doing Phantasm things for the Court of Owls, but the belief is it's the Batman.
I mean, cool.
Matt
Now,
Reeves?
it's not going to happen because we
Yeah,
just said
because
it. I know
we
that.
just said it. Yeah.
We just canceled that idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. That's kind of like where my mind wandered. And I texted you a couple different things, and I was like, and I don't do this. I don't do this because I don't want to set myself up to thinking anything. Just like I don't try to figure out a movie necessarily as I'm watching it.
Oh,
I like to buckle up
you don't
and
write
just
a movie you don't write a
I
movie in
don't.
your head before you see it, and
I know.
then when
What a
it
fool.
doesn't pan out the way you thought it would, you bitch about it.
I don't do that. Maybe I should start. It's never too late, right? Uh, Um, but I like, even with a movie, and I like to sit and watch and just like I'm on the ride, and then by the end I'll be able to see think about it. I'm not
Yeah.
thinking of it in the movie of like I'm gonna be smarter than the movie and I'm gonna figure it out and I knew it was this and I knew that. None of that shit.
Yeah.
Just watch the movie and then how do I feel by the end?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like I don't know, maybe it's because I was driving and
Yeah.
as one does, I just started thinking Batman. I'm like, oh, that could be cool if any of that is true. Eh,
Well, okay. So we threw that out. ScarJo.
yep.
If Sebastian Stan isn't Harvey Dent, who could he be? I know the
I'm
first character that people will immediately go to. You know.
Do I?
Hush.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But you and I have said, and I won't be one that is so I'm whatever they do, let me like I just said, let me watch the movie and then by the
Yeah.
end I'll judge it. You and I said probably when we did the review of the Batman, when you and I
Mhm.
did, of just like we've said many times that Reeves is intentional with everything. He chose to name Elliot in that first movie
Mhm.
purposely. He had Hush come up on that video
Mhm.
purposely. But the story of Tommy Elliot, and of course they could come up with something totally different.
Yeah.
Um, it seems too close to what was in the first movie.
Yeah. With the Riddler.
And this is coming from we have two sides here where I'm a fan of Hush, you're not necessarily a fan of
Yeah.
Hush. And I
Not a
think we're both
hater.
very
Not a hater.
fair.
Yeah.
We're both very fair in thinking like logically of like that's really close to the Riddler story from the first one. Why would they do
Yeah.
something so similar just to scratch a fan itch of
Yeah.
Tommy Elliott? Ah, I don't know. Also,
I'm
I don't know anything.
I'm yeah. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, and if Reeves decided to use the character, I think he's very talented enough to make it fit. It would make sense. That's why they're using the character. Well, it wouldn't be like, well, we had a character with the last name Elliot, and we put Hush up on the screen, so we've got to shoehorn Tommy Elliot / Hush into this somehow.
Mhm.
I don't think that's
But
could be in it,
we
and it would be something different than
Mhm.
us going, well, it's too much like
Yeah.
the whole Thomas Wayne, the dad Bruce, and Tommy Elliot, and all from the comics
Well,
kind of thing.
we're going nuts, right? So let's
Yeah.
go nuts. In the Penguin, they even mentioned they said the Elliott Bridge. That has comic
Hmm.
book context. That Elliots are also a name with longevity and history with Gotham City.
Hmm.
Um, we just went through this theory that let's just say Court of Owls is in this movie.
Hmm.
They need a talent. It's not the Phantasm. It is more imposter
Hmm.
of Tomlin's. So somebody that's looking like Batman, dressing like Batman.
Hmm. Hmm.
It just so happens that person is Tommy Elliott.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
he's got some kind of Tommy Elliotness throughout the movie, so that when it is revealed that he's the one, there's some kind of because I do hate sometimes in movies when there is like a reveal and you're kind of like, who the hell are you? And then they're like, well, let me explain the next 5 minutes, my whole history, so that you can be like, oh, like that shit doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
a big old exposition dump. There's a crazy theory too. Why not? It's Batman the Imposter with Tommy
Well,
Elliot.
here's the thing, and I'm focusing in here on the Sebastian Stan. If he's
Yeah.
not Harvey Dent, Reeves did say, and again, we go back to everything he says, everything is for a reason. Everything he reveals is for a reason.
Yeah.
It's calculated. When he said, well, this character, and I'm just going along with it. He's referring to what eventually the role that Sebastian Stan was cast in. Hasn't really been done in a Batman film before. So to me, that means we've seen this character
Yeah.
before, but it might have been very cameo-ish,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And then just like, you go down the line. Like, are you thinking ally or enemy? Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And
I
it's
think, well, he mentioned, he was like mentioned villain. I think he specifically was talking about a villain when he said that. So you go through, you think Dark Knight trilogy, that's where it goes to. And I think then I do it in reverse. Okay. Who was in Rises, who was in Dark Knight that was what we call a Batman villain, quote unquote, that really wasn't much to it.
Yeah.
You got to rule out Scarecrow because
Yeah.
I mean he was major character in Batman Begins.
If in Rises for some reason that was the only time he popped up, then maybe. But it's like, no, he had a
Yeah.
big plot line in Begins. He was
Yeah.
doing his Scarecrow thing in The Dark Knight. So it's like, yeah,
He
I'd
did it.
scratch that, even though I think Scarecrow could look awesome in Reeves's world. And I love Scarecrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I scratched him. I feel like he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to go back and look at some. So if you're doing detective work, I maybe go down that line. Who have
Yeah.
we seen? And then you got to throw in, for, the Burton Schumacher films as well,
Yeah.
you would think Bane, but Bane was, the Bane was not a major character and done not very well in Batman and Robin, but Bane is, one of the main characters of Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, scratch that.
yeah.
Poison Ivy. I mean, Poison Ivy, we saw, and I'm just taking up who, like, what we're talking about now. It's like we saw Poison Ivy being Poison Ivy in a movie, so that doesn't apply. We did see Mr. Freeze. Yeah, we saw him. We've saw it. Yeah, just backtracking. Yeah, I don't know. I think we can. I don't think
What if
there's
they make
anybody.
what if they make a well, I don't think he would be old enough then because I was going to say, what if they really flesh out Joe Chill, but he seems to be,
Yeah.
the Sebastian Stan character, his age, it's somewhere probably around the same age as Bruce Wayne.
You know what?
Yeah.
He killed the Waynes, and then the Court of Owls froze him. And then for this movie, they thaw him out. They froze him because with Victor Freeze. Victor Freeze froze him.
Oh, there
and
we
then
go.
Bill. Now
we go.
we cracked the. I don't think you can release this episode. People are gonna think that we leaked the script.
Yeah. Okay. Charles Dance got to be playing. We just assume he's playing an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor guy.
They could surprise us, and he could be like,
I went down a YouTube rabbit hole, and there's with Game of Thrones stuff, and there was some like Q&A with him with like a group of I don't know, college students or something or whatever, and it was just like, and him talking and answering, he just seems so polite and so nice and whatever, and I'm like, man, that's a good actor right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good actor. When the camera's on, he is an asshole. Camera's off,
I
sweet
mean,
man.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's the commissioner who takes over.
That well,
Maybe,
that's another one too. Like, where did Christopher Dent pop up for the first time? And we're gonna have to do
yeah.
some detective work of like who got that ball rolling, that was who it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And maybe that is one that it's like, oh no, it was kind of it was
Yeah.
too many people in a good position have said no, that's what it is. Maybe that, I don't know. I just don't know. Remember where
Yeah.
that started.
If we play that he's not playing who we thought he was game, and we assume he's playing some kind of bad guy, and
Yeah.
if we're going to keep rolling with this Court of Owls theme, someone big in the Court of Owls would be my assumption
Yeah.
for going that
Him,
route.
I think he can play the intensity to do that.
Yeah.
I can't think of like a. I just don't have anything off the top of my head. Like I just reread The Imposter because it'd been a while, and I forget his first name, but Wesker, Arnold Wesker's dad.
Yeah.
You know, he's older, but I mean nothing. I mean, and that's just purely just linking The Imposter with Tomlin, and so it's like I don't know that, but there's no precedent at all that the Weskers will pop up in the Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. I don't know.
This character is there's Charles Dance. If he's not Christopher Dent, then trying to figure out what he is based on what we know is it's tough. It was kind of more fun with Stan and ScarJo, but Dance, you just immediately go, well, he's gonna be an asshole for sure. So I would say if they go with if the Court of Owls is a thing, then he's gonna have something to do with the Court of Owls. That's just my guess. Well, we'll see. We'll finish up here with Sebastian Koch and Brian Tyree Henry. If Harvey Dent's in it and it's not Sebastian Stan, you see either one of those being Harvey Dent. And I think my block on that, and like a lot of fans, would be aesthetic. The aesthetic we're used to with Harvey Dent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, aesthetic we had with Jim Gordon, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see any complaints.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Koch, a little older. He looks older. I don't know his actual age.
That gift shared. Reeves chooses everything.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like this seems. It's just the vibe is GCPD in some fashion.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to have what I want, which is like, give me Bullock. Bullock and Reeves, GCPD just seems great. But I don't know. Like that's just where I'm led to believe they can totally pull the rug out.
That's where everybody went with Koch, including me, was Bullock.
Yeah.
You know, was Bullock.
Yeah.
And that was not because of the way he looked, but also because, what was it? Locked and Loaded or
Locked and Loaded, yeah.
Yeah. And it screamed police.
Yeah.
To me.
And I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy. So it's like that's of everything confirmed by Reeves himself. That's the one that I'm like, no clue. And also the one I just don't have much attachment to discuss and theorize, because I'm just like I have no clue.
How familiar
no clue about this guy.
How familiar are you with Brian Tyree Henry?
So like I just pulled up his excuse me, his IMDb, and I mean he was really small in Joker, you know, he was just like the Arkham gate guard or whatever. But he's so funny because it's like you see him and it's one of those of like you feel like, oh, I've seen him in a lot of stuff. And then it's like I'm looking, I know he's done voice actor work on stuff. He was in the Godzilla versus Kong movie, I think, and he
Mhm.
was good in that. I really enjoyed him in that one. And then I'm like looking at some other stuff. Oh, the Child's Play remake. Uh, and he's in a lot more. I'm just saying things that I've seen. So it's like I don't know. I think I must have just seen him doing interviews
Yeah.
and stuff too, and he really sold me on that. I really enjoyed watching him just being himself, not acting.
Mhm.
Um and you're saying if I made the joke that, because Reeves said, "Welcome to the party, man," and I said, "Well, he's clearly Lawrence, gonna hold a boombox." But I don't know, like I I whatever he is whoever he's gonna play, cool. Unless he's like Batman, because I'm like, no, because Robert Pattinson's Batman. I guess that's the only one that I'm like,
Well, I've
because Robert
seen, I've
Pattinson's
seen,
Batman right now.
I've seen people throw out Lucius Fox, and that's clearly because he's African American.
Hmm.
But I think I've said before, I think Lucius Fox would make sense to me. This is me doing fan fiction here. We've talked about here, right here in this space, like if Bruce is going to be more active in Wayne Enterprises now, then he would need someone to run the company that
Yeah.
he trusts, and maybe that's how they bring in Lucius Fox. He seems maybe a little be too young for Lucius. I'm not
Mm.
sure how old he is, but he looks like he's a younger man, probably
Earth One
30.
Lucius though was young.
Yeah,
Well, maybe. I'm not.
yeah,
That's my only like devil's advocate. There you go.
yeah, yeah.
It's not. Bill, you're wrong. Like he was
So
young in that.
that's my
Yeah.
that's my fandom
Yeah.
knowledge. You always think of Lucius being older, but he could be a contemporary of Bruce Wayne. He doesn't have to be a mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think that he's gonna play? Like, what's your gut say of is he an ally or an
I think
enemy
he's a good
or a
guy.
villain? You think he's a good guy?
Yeah, I think Koch and Henry are good guys. I think Sebastian Stan, ScarJo, and Charles Dance are bad guys.
Gotcha.
Good guys and bad guys. Cops and
Yeah.
robbers.
Pew pew pew.
Yeah.
I've got
What
nothing
could
like with him also. I've got nothing to go on speculating either of who
Well, I
he
said
could
Harvey Dent's
be.
in it. Could he be Harvey Dent?
If yes, like period, yes.
Yeah.
Um I don't see why not. Uh I don't I don't know if Harvey Dent, I really don't know if he is that character's name alone carries so much weight with like general audience that if there is that if people will give a shit at all that they've because Harvey has been historically always a white male.
Mhm.
If they switch that, if that's going to
Billy
be
D.
any kind
Williams,
of, oh yeah, 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 okay, duh,
Batman
he's
'89.
good God, take away my fan
Yeah.
card. Yeah, so
I'm not an asshole. I'll let you keep it
oh,
because
okay, thank
we've
God.
all we've all
No,
made mistakes. Yeah.
I live for that fan card. You're
I
taking my
know.
life away if
I
you take
know.
that fan
Yeah.
card.
I would. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, sure. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I didn't have much to go on with Aaron Eckhart. You know,
Yeah.
I saw because I knew he was going to be in The Dark Knight. I saw Thank You for Smoking, and
Hmm.
but he did other roles and stuff, and other people were
I
more aware
think
of him. But so,
this goes against what we're talking about. Going back to Sebastian Stan
mhm,
saying he is Harvey Dent. I think Sebastian Stan's a stronger actor than Aaron Eckhart.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Um,
But
yeah,
like I said, I'm of the belief that we got shenanigans at hand, and there's shenanigans that I'm all for
oh,
multiple
shenanigans.
reasons.
Yeah,
Multiple reasons. Um, yeah, I don't see why he couldn't be Harvey. Um, we both
I mean,
said we both said that we would rather just we want to see just Harvey Dent
mhm,
for a
yeah.
while.
I don't want to see Two Face in this movie. Now, if the
Maybe-
story
maybe-
works better that way, then okay.
Yeah, maybe he comes in. Maybe we never see Two-Face in the saga. You know?
But Bill, they're remaking The Dark Knight. Two-Face has to show up in the second one.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay. So we need to stop this podcast and re-record it as okay, we're going to remake The Dark Knight.
There you go. Yeah.
There. Let's go tit for tat, role
Exactly.
for role, who they're playing. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you damn, you just said something. Would you like to not have them confirm who anybody is?
Yes.
You would. Okay.
It'd be
I
hard.
feel like
That was where I was getting at to finish up was under the guise of what we're saying. It's because we don't know who Sebastian Koch and Brian Tyree Henry are playing. That's never been announced. We just know they're in the cast. The big three.
Yeah.
We think they are this, but what if they're not? And I am, like I said, I'm in the belief that they're not who we were assuming they were. How do you keep that a secret?
Exactly.
How long can you keep it a secret?
You have to release a trailer.
Yeah.
And maybe the others, Johansson, you can't keep out of the trailer.
Yeah.
Like you can't keep her mysterious. And I know I'm sounding over dramatic, like you can't do that. It's like, no, it's you hired her for a reason. You're gonna show her in the marketing.
Yeah.
She's gonna be doing press tours, having to talk about it. Nobody of her status has gone on a press tour and said, I can't tell you who I'm playing.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what happens to that character. I can't tell you anything. But go see the movie. Like it's so I don't know how I don't know how far into it because we know leaked pics are coming. And the Reeves got ahead of that with Batman with the first one by showing the camera tests. I dug that idea. And it's just beating the people, and I have no opinion on this of people taking pictures and they post it online. Some are for whatever, blah blah blah. Pictures will come out. So I hope, and I mean you've been preaching this forever. If you want to see Matt Reeves's, I want to show you the first look, not some dude on a sidewalk that zoomed in on a camera.
Well, Matt Reeves he's done Shenanigans before. He filmed
Shenanigan master.
Yeah. He filmed the whole, that what ended up being the funeral of the mayor. It had Zoe there.
Yeah.
Was
that where Keoghan was wearing the GCPD? I thought he was wearing a Merkel something. I thought it was there. Could have totally been wrong, but I thought there was something came out of him in the Merkel.
And they announced that when they even had announced that he was playing Stanley Merkel. Yeah. Cop. So, and he ends up, had nothing to do with that. We've had some of this before, Miranda Tate. And Dark Knight Rises. Ducard. Batman Begins. So here's where we're at. But that's the question. How long, if he knows that he can't keep it a secret until the movie comes out for a multitude of reasons.
It's like the mayor in The Dark Knight. How long can you keep this quiet?
Yeah. Because you do have to market the film.
Yeah.
You do have to promote the film. And
I would love it if everybody lied. I really would. Lied through their teeth. Pattinson's the only one telling the truth.
You know who would love it? Pattinson.
Yeah.
Would he have a field day if Reeves said, okay, any press you do, just lie your ass off?
Oh, I would. Oh my gosh, I would love it.
And because, every interview with him is a bit.
Can you imagine? Hollywood Reporter did an interview Deadline did an interview, Variety did an interview, and everybody's answers were different.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I would love it. I would.
Yeah.
People would be pissed off, and I don't care. I think it'd
Yeah.
be great because it's like you all want to know way too much before seeing the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So to finish up here, what do you think? Why is he keeping it a secret, knowing that he can't keep it forever?
Well,
Is he leading up to some kind of calculated plan reveal?
I don't know either of these guys, Bill. That might be a shocker. Think like putting thoughts of how does it make logical sense. I think the Tomlin and Reeves creating the story then would have a timeline of releasing information without spoiling the movie. They're professionals. They work in the industry. We're just fans. They are very much aware of what we've been saying of it's going to get out at some point. We want to be in control of what the audience knows before seeing the movie. I think tease, give a little bit of nuggets, go quiet, a little bit, I don't know, like gradually reveal who they want to reveal. And I don't know if that even answered your question. It's just, I don't know.
I think he can do that and still leave a lot of surprises for us. John Blake in Dark Knight Rises. Now we're told, no, he's not Robin. He's in. Even I remember there was when he was cast. First, it was Alberto Falcone. Remember with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and then it came out. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. We're going full circle, and then bringing back the Falcones and blah blah blah. And then no, he's playing Gotham police officer John Blake. And I remember they're still thinking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like he
robbed.
Yeah, I mean he's cast, and they're thinking about him. He's the same kid who was in Third Rock from the Sun, and they're going, he's Robin, And I went,
yeah,
how is he, And I went in, I saw Rises, and at the reveal scene, you should use your first name, Robin. I went, oh, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
There you go. So it's all connected, it's all connected.
Obviously.
Number one, but it can be done. Miranda Tate was supposed to be like that. We kind of figured regardless, she was Talia. If I hadn't read the frickin' script of Batman Begins before the movie came out, I probably would not have known Ducard was actually Ra's al Ghul. So I'm thinking we're going to see something like the Ross Ducard, Blake, Robin, Miranda Tate, Talia type thing here in this film with one or more of these characters.
Yeah.
And that's even with him. That's even with Reeves giving us some information,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm all for it.
Yep.
I want to know stuff. I want to see stuff, but I don't want to see or know so much that I know the whole damn thing. And I'm just, before I see the movie, I want to go in there because I think he's got some twists and turns and switcheroos and all kind of things. Shenanigans at hand here.
Shenanigans. That's just the title of this.
Ryan, I tell you,
this
man,
episode. Shenanigans.
Yeah.
And I mean, Pete and I say this all the time too, for people that are impatient, for those same people 2 years ago that were saying, just scrap the Batman, scrap it, bring on DCU Batman, that are now all for it and so excited. And they forgot that they were acting like idiots. Pete and I always say, like, cool. That's like the Batman Part 2, because it exists, is priority number one. Awesome. I have so much Batman stuff to entertain me until Reeves reveals the next thing. So I'm not in a rush. I don't want the movie to get pushed back, obviously. But its production is happening. They're filming stuff now. It's like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Great. and I'm not like I've already speculated more than I maybe ever did for the Batman. Um,
Yeah.
and I know I'm going to be wrong with everything, which is completely fine.
Yes. Yeah. I
Uh,
don't care. I don't care if I'm wrong, and it was
yeah,
fun, but I will say, like, I'm going back to the whole thing about this episode is I just don't think they're playing who we think they are, and
yeah.
I think Matt
Is
Reeves
it-
is doing us a favor.
We
I think he's
don't
doing us a favor.
we won't be Dennis Green. I think that was Dennis Green.
Yeah.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look it up, people. If you don't know, that's a
Yeah. If you don't know. Yeah.
20 years ago this year, I think. Yeah.
That's right
Good
there
stuff.
with playoffs. Yeah, remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah. Magic. It's pure
Yeah.
magic. Playoffs. The
Yeah.
playoffs?
Yeah. Some people
So
have no idea what we're talking about.
no, but just look them up. That I mean,
Yeah.
you just go to YouTube, type in those two things, you'll find it. You'll see exactly what we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it. We speculated enough. We had fun.
We did.
And I'll ask you give you the last word
okay.
here. I said, I believe they are not playing these roles that we think they are.
Uh-huh.
Where you fall in that regard with that question.
I can't say so the Koch and Henry,
Mhm.
there have been no breadcrumbs of who they're playing. So therefore I'm excluding them. The top
Yeah.
three, something does feel Dance being Christopher Dent. Um Man, I don't know. I don't I yeah, I can't answer, honestly. I really have no clue. If I have to put money
I will
down now,
say,
I
yeah,
would put money, split it down the middle, and put half on one and half on the other, in which
even though even though I do believe, like I said, that they're not playing these roles that we've thought they were,
Mhm.
it is it would be tough. I mean, straight up, I guess I don't know. Given the trade's false information would seem to me be a tough thing to do.
Mhm.
And also as are giving it to them with them knowing about it and them playing along without it getting out somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, as much as I'm convinced otherwise, Sebastian Stan may be Harvey Dent, ScarJo may be Gilded Dent, and Charles Dance is Christopher Dent. And that's part of the fun of what of the ride, which is the Batman Part 2.
That's right.
All right, that'll do it. Ryan,
Yeah.
you want to plug anything? You're reviewing Batman. They've only had another Hush episode, so we're going back to volume 2, right? So going back, you switching volumes back and forth, and then I talk about Batman Book Club, Dark Knight Returns 40th.
Batman Dark Knight Returns all month long, done a book and episode. You did the first one. The last one just dropped, has Haas. I think they were fun to do, and it was fun to focus just on one book and give it a lot of time and discussion. So each one of those discussions were really good. Coming up next will be the wrap up with Boudin Pockets. I have a fun month next month planned. Coming down the line, I just got actually sent to me. I Am the Night, the Ultimate Unauthorized History of Batman the Animated Series comes out in September, and I'll be having the author of that book coming on.
Oh, that's cool.
Probably in July. And then we didn't mention it. I actually had like Bill can see behind me.
Yeah,
I got the new NECA figures
okay.
of Catwoman and Penguin from Returns, and then
Cool.
89 Keaton And NECA is a great brand.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not Javi
I
buying
don't
the big hot
understand.
toys and
You know, you got these different versions of putting out figures of these Batman characters,
yeah.
and then I don't get the whole McFarlane and Mattel, I mean, whatever in hell, whatever it's going by. I don't get why can't McFarlane still make? This is a tangent I don't want to get into, but
those are questions for Javi, Haas, and Pete because I'm not the big old toy collector or anything. If I see one and I'm willing to spend the money, which McFarlane is quote unquote more affordable, but now some of the McFarlanes are becoming almost the same price as NECA. NECA has better detail, I think. Figure wise, I think they have better like movement so you can pose and all that stuff. And then there's other figures that become more expensive, but they're also even more detailed, more.
I just saw someone posting
all sorts of stuff.
I can't forget the brand name, but they were
Beast Kingdom.
They were yeah.
That was like Walmart just got these NECA ones and the Beast Kingdom ones as well.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. Make some room, Bill.
Jesus. I mean, this is what I'm, Man, I got the Batman Part 2. I got the Batman Part 2 coming. You don't have to get that stuff,
Yeah.
I'm going to
So
get
you're gonna have to move the BOF office
from Court of Owls. From you're going to have Jessica Dent. Whoever, and the imposter. We've worked the imposter into this movie. So
tell announcer Rachel, be like, listen, we're gonna have to do some shuffling around the house, okay? I'm gonna move the BOF office out to the living room, and the living room here into the BOF office, okay?
You'll see how that
I need
goes.
the space. I need the space.
I'll video that one.
Yeah, video her reaction.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of announcer Rachel, I will say anything. She's about to walk in here. She does these live every time.
She does.
Let's see. Anything? Well, we're just covering the hell out of the Batman Part 2. Mm-hmm. We got other stuff going on. A new episode of the Batteries to Power is coming out. Hobby is doing that podcast. All going through all of season 1 of Batman, the 60 series for the 60th anniversary here in 2026. And the Batman Part 2, that's the main focus. This is Wheelhouse time. Damn it.
That's right. Damn it.
And there she is now.
There she is.
All right, here she. Everybody, announce Rachel. She's here. She will take us out. We'll catch you next time.
You have been listening to the BOF Social Hour, Jett's official podcast on Batman on Film. Follow BOF on Threads at The Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To help keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/BatmanOnFilm, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/TheRealBatmanOnFilm. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original, Batman on Film, founded in 1998.